Hello! What do you mean with the gay? What do you mean with the gay? I'm not gay. You're gay. Oh man, what a day. And it's not over yet. Oh my god. Oh my god. It never ends. See, this is a wonderful example. Right now, what I'm going through is a wonderful example as to why it's important to have really good project managers. Because holy crap, if you don't, you're screwed. It's really true. Oh my god. And there's a reason why the last project manager on this project is no longer with us. He has left the corporeal realm, as it were. Sir. I mean, he hasn't. He's fine, but there's a reason why he decided to leave. Because this is a cluster, and he knows it. Oh, man. Well, happy Monday. We're going to go invade some people. Oh, the Trier. And we have some Principes to go along with this. I'm going to be so happy when we get all this stuff squared away. How is it that you people are unhappy? Why are you so unhappy? Oh, you've got the Black Death. You've got an army. A very big army. Wow, this dude is like high as a kite. Just look at him. He's just like... He's... This is the face of a man who's staring at a bag of Doritos, wondering why they're talking to him.
Yes.
Alright, so we don't have much money. Did we not end this? I thought we ended this on a turn end. Okay, so they're attacking us here. We've got a relatively large army here, so we should be fine. Kitty, Sonny, get the hell out, Sonny. Sonny, okay, 1 second. I'm gonna end this turn, and I'm gonna go see if I can get this cat out of here. Sonny, come here, dude. I'm not mad, just come here. Look, I know my office is cool. You got lots of cool stuff you can look around in. No. Okay. Oh my god, look this. Oh jeez, this man is fat. Oh, just look at this guy. Look at his jowls. I bet oh gosh. He looks like a man who would just say like the B word. His worth as a true woman will do much to bring you honor and glory. Well, you know what? I need leaders, so I might as well. Now, I don't know where Blue is tonight. I wish he was here, but wherever he is, I hope he shows up, or at least watches this, because, I mean, I'll probably talk about it over the course of the coming week, but, like, there is one thing I do owe Blue for, and it is a heartfelt thank you. I do need to give him a good thank you. Oof, they're mad. They are uber mad over here. Okay. We need public order here. Unlock new followers. I basically gotta work on just all my stuff getting upgraded. Good lord. Massilia. Alright, so let's see. Let's think about where we're gonna go. So really, when we eventually invade Spain, and we will soon TM, we're going to need at least a relatively close-by outpost. Now, okay, so let's do this. But I do owe Blue a good actual thank you, because there is an important thing I learned from playing the Death Stranding. Overall, I think the game is a mess because of the writing. It's not, like, it really is a nightmare to deal with. I was not a huge fan. Alright, let's merge all these. But I ended up not hating it as much as I thought I would. I wasn't a fan, but I definitely don't hate it nearly as much as I do as I did before, which is strange. I mean, there are definitely, I think the ending is what kind of got me. There's definitely some points where I think that Kojima realized that he couldn't get away with what he was doing in the original ending, which is why the ending happens 5 times. I think that he knew that. I think that he knew that very well. And that's why I think the game ends up taking kind of the turn that it does. Because there's so many weird themes that happen in there, and that's one of the things I'm kind of working on and off, is that I'm just looking and seeing, hey, what can I actually pull from, like, what can I actually take from this? Let's make a spy. I already got a spy in there, don't I? Or maybe it's just I can see it from the watchtower. But I did have to think it for one reason, and one reason alone, and that is the fact that it got me back into analyzing stories in a more critical manner. I've kind of stopped doing that, and I wish I never did, because it's actually something I've really enjoyed. I always enjoyed analyzing stories, seeing what worked, what didn't, and I actually wanted to write some of my own. And I haven't done that recently, but there was definitely a notebook that I had that I still have, of just ideas that I've had, of little things that, overall, that I thought would be really cool or interesting. And, going back through all the different themes and all the different things like that for Death Stranding, it kind of got me back into that, and I was like, wow, I forgot how much I really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoyed looking at media and seeing what... Hello, Mr. Blue! Oh, thank God you're here. I owe you an apology, sir, and a thank you. So, I was just saying, and you can kind of, like, rewind it for 30 seconds, of... Thank you for letting me play Death Stranding, but not the reasons you think. I still think that game is a mess, but I don't dislike it as much as I did before, which is ironic. Usually, when I saw Death Stranding, I saw what the gameplay premise is, and... Why are you looking like that? What do you mean? It's like, why? Do you want me to hate it? I mean, I can. The point that I'm trying to make is that when I first saw it, and I knew you bought it for me, I was not necessarily looking forward to it. And the entire time, I was getting frustrated by the game, and for good reason. I've got a lot more experience dealing with Kojima than you do. It doesn't mean that I dislike it any less for the story reason. But there are moments where I was like, oh, okay, I can see why somebody would like this. I can definitely see what this is. And I would say that now that I've played it, I actually think that I understand why people enjoy it so much. I understand why some people would go, no, this is one of my favorite games. It definitely isn't for me, but I don't dislike it the same way. I think my problem with it still comes down to the story. The gameplay is not my cup of tea either. However, I went in with a blind optimism. See, that's actually, honestly, that's probably the best thing you can do for any video game or any movie. I don't want to listen to what everybody has to say about something before I play it. It's one of the reasons why I don't really watch many video game reviews anymore. Because there are some reviewers that will say something, and honestly, they're all being paid to do it. So I don't want to actually ruin what could be a really fun game, a really good experience, because somebody's just being a prick, you know? Fucker. And so, one of the things that I really enjoyed doing, I'm being objective, yeah, of course, yes. That is traditionally the excuse, yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look, everybody has their own thing. And so, the fact that sometimes being a prick is definitely what is needed, yes. Let's move you down here. And so, one of the things that, the biggest thing is that it's a pretty chill game. With that in mind, one of the biggest problems I had was the music direction. I have a problem with the music direction. I have a problem with the tone. The community screamed for a Walkman. I mean, you're screaming at Hideo Kojima, which I'm going to be honest with you right now. You're screaming at a brick wall. He can't hear you. he can't hear you, and even if he could, he won't listen. He did that in Metal Gear Solid 4. He gave everybody a Walkman, and the thing in Metal Gear Solid 4, there were some really good, juicy bits in there. Okay, so one of the things I really liked about Metal Gear Solid 4 is that in the game, you would find, oof, they are about to rebel over there. They would make, dev diaries, and the dev diaries were accessible as MP3s, quote unquote, for your, iPod. And that was really cool. There was music controls, but only in your private room. Everyone was so frustrated. Yeah, again, like you're describing You're describing Hideo Kojima. Like, I'm sorry, you are definitely describing Hideo Kojima. Welcome to the fold, my friend. And so one of the cool things about that was that as you were playing the game, you would pick up a dev diary, and that dev diary would go through the area that you were in. So, for instance, there's one very in particular area where what do you want to call it? It's just like a 4 or 5 story hotel, and you are going through a bombed out hotel. And as you are playing the game, it will describe to you the frustrations and the journey, if you want to call it that, of the developers as they were working on this. And there was one really great interaction where you have the original developer, the Japanese interpreter, and the English interviewer, and they're talking. Just getting over it. What do you mean, just getting over it? They're just talking about the game and kind of the things they had to deal with. And one of the coolest parts ever was the part where he talks about how they had a really hard time getting Ooh, okay, don't do that. All right, noted. Don't do that. They had a really hard time getting. There's a platformer called Just Getting Over It. I think now that you say that, I think I've heard about that. But there is a moment where they're talking about this one window, right? And Hideo Kojima demanded a window in that building.
Can I be of service?
He demanded it. And they had to redesign the entire tower like 2 or 3 times in order to get him that window. And when they got the window, he didn't like where it was. In this entire building, there's only one window. And that window is facing a brick wall. And finally, the developer, or I guess the engineer, the programmer, gets that hardware, or gets that window in that level. And he's so excited about it. He figured out a way to do it. He got it under the memory capacity that he needed. He compiled it. He ran it. He was so excited. And Hideo goes over himself to test it. And it's a painful platformer. When you fall all the way down, the dev starts slowly talking about the pain the player must feel. When you're trying to concentrate on the climb, the dev also starts telling you how terrible a fall would be. Okay, that game sounds awesome. But in this process, in this dev diary, the guy talks about, like, there's this long pause where the developer, the guy that's the engineer, the programmer, goes, well, when Hideo came over, he did the whole level, he did all that fun stuff, but then he gets to the point where he gets to the window, and he sits there and he starts kind of walking over it, he starts looking around it, he's doing all the things just to see what it looks like, and he starts taking notes, which is all fine, because it wasn't 100% done, and, you know, he was trying to kind of explain it, and then Hideo just starts shooting out the window, just firing at the window, and the dev just goes, and that was when my heart sank, is that I spent so long putting this stupid thing together so that he could just come through and just start shooting it over and over and over again. And when he's done, he leaves without saying a word. And he never speaks of it again. That is the man that you are dealing with. He's never going to give you what you ask for. Because he is incapable of it. He is doing this to torture you. And he wants you to know it. It's as simple as it is, bud. I hate to be this way, but it's the truth. He doesn't make games because he wants you to enjoy them. He makes games because he wants you to suffer. So right now I'm focusing almost entirely upon just... Let's see, can you... okay, how many turns you got left? Is it worth... You got 2 turns left. But anyway, like I was saying, the reason I would say I have to thank you is because it got me back into analyzing media. And one of the things that I wanted to do on this channel a long time ago is I wanted to actually spend time looking at stories, and I've always enjoyed looking at stories. And my frustration with Death Stranding is due to Hideo Kojima's writing and some of his ideas. I like a lot of the ideas in the game. It's just they're so handled so goddamn poorly. They make me want to scream. And that's kind of the problem, is that it makes me want to scream. I don't like a lot of the things that he does because of the way he executes them. And that's the problem. And so, poor Geisha. The thing that pissed me off the most with the Death Stranding music, idiots from the community saying, just play the soundtrack on Spotify while you play. They don't need to play the music more frequently in the game. It's akin to saying, just write your own lore because the devs didn't write any in their own game development. You can do that. You can definitely do that, and it's okay up to a point. Up to a point. You can leaving like we talked about, I think in the game, leaving stuff open to interpretation isn't a problem. It's actually a pretty good idea. But when you start relying on the viewers and the players to fill in your gaps, that's when you get a problem. And I think that is a very foolish thing to do in the long run. Let's see here. Now, do I have my... I do have that. I'm just going to go ahead and attack that. Oh, this will be an easy fight. But I just mean it's like that, but much more egregious. Yeah, it is. It is. So, just not doing any audio design. Well, that's the point, is that one of the things that game is designed to do. So, again, Hideo is actually very good at one thing. Sorry, I should keep saying, I can just say Kojima. It's probably easier. Kojima is good at one thing. He actually does a very good job with making sure that everything in the game is part of what it is that's supposed to be. Oh, I don't even need that. I guess did I bash the gates down already? Or I guess I have a spy in here, I suppose.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Ooh, chariots. Okay, those might be kind of nasty. But they're going to get caught in the actual fight, so it doesn't matter. Move those right there, and we're just going to fast forward this. No, move. Move. There we go. They said the reason there was so little music was to make you feel more alone. Yeah, exactly. No, that's right. It's 100% correct. Is that it makes you feel alone. There's nothing going on. You are alone. That is the point. And I actually don't dislike the idea behind that. Because in that game, you are alone. But that's also kind of that's the ironic point that he's trying to make. And that's kind of the annoyance that I have with him.
Have captured the walls. Now
it's not that his point is bad. I thought the Principes had the ability to do... Am I misremembering? I thought Principes had the ability to do Testudo. Maybe I thought Astadi did too. But no, he's not wrong. Like that is the point. The point is to make you feel alone, to make you feel isolated and empty. But that's also what he's trying to tell you can be fought against, and that you don't have to be that way. The irony is that he keeps contradicting that same message over and over and over and over and over again. Like that was kind of one of my biggest annoyances with the game, is that it kind of never stopped telling you how important it was to stop the Death Stranding, while at the same time telling you that the Death Stranding will never be stopped, and that you have no hope. To live is a burden. Brother, I feel just as alone with music. Also, the music abruptly started and stopped really bad in the game. Honestly, just a cover-up explanation, because honestly, everything to do with the music was just so shit. Again, you are identifying the purpose. Again, what is the goal of what he's trying to do? This is a guy who fancies himself a very deep thinker. And I'm not saying that he can't think, in a very complicated manner. What I am saying is that what he thinks about is trash. The fact that, think of it this way. The irony of Metal Gear Solid is the fact that it is a game that is strictly anti-war in story and pro-war in everything else. It is pro-war, pro-violence, pro-murder. Meanwhile, constantly telling you, no, war bad. But it also rewards you for being hyper-violent. It's like a bit of a mixed message there. And that's one of the reasons why I played it the way that I did. He definitely, 90% of the music in the base game didn't have lyrics, vocals. That's enough intentional alone vibes. It's not enough. I'm telling you, for him, it's not enough. if you aren't feeling so alone, let's just keep doing that. Oh, get into position, get into position, get into position. That's fine. Charge into there. Move you back out. Run. Move you there. Oh, he's dead. But yeah, no. But again, like you are. Think of this way: the punishment is the purpose. Like the punishment is the purpose. That is the goal. The goal is to punish you in the game. And that may seem very counterproductive, but that never stopped him in the past. Like in Metal Gear Solid 1, everybody wanted more Solid Snake. What did he give you? He gave you a brand new character that was a complete, total pansy. Who was weak, who was not very likable, and he did it on purpose. Like that's the kind of person that Hideo Kojima is. He will give you what you ask for, and like he's a cursed genie. He's the genie that will give you what you ask for, but only in the way that he will accept giving it to you. You know, oh yeah, no, I can give you, like, I can make you irresistible to women, but you're not going to be able to do anything with them, you know, like that kind of thing, you know? I will give you what you ask for, in return I will take the thing that you want.
The enemy army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
Like that is Hideo Kojima in a nutshell. He knows what you want. He knows what you're asking for. He knows all that, but what he wants to do is he wants to give you a vision in his head that is going to be the most frustrating for you because he knows that you'll come back for more. This music's starting to make you feel at a dead end even though you have to do the mission. Hope to make the despair hit harder. Yes, exactly. You are now picking up why he does this. The goal is to make you feel alone and isolated and out of place. The bigger question, though, is, did it work? And that's the annoying part about it. Like, some people would say yes and some people would say no, but your frustration with it was the point. Yes, so give more hope. Music. No. But okay, so what part about that game's message is hopeful? Like, that's the thing. What part of that game said, no, he's trying to say that there's hope. No, there is no hope. Like, that's the point of the game. There is no hope. Like, hope is the metaphor. No, it's not. Despair is the metaphor. There is no hope. In that game, there is no hope, there is no future. There is simply buying time and prolonging the inevitable. He makes that very clear. Give more alone by giving more taste of music. No. Because you see, the music will help alleviate that. The fact that there's only so little of it and the rest is quiet, it gives you, it makes the music that much worse. Oh, he's dead. He got back up.
The enemy general is dead. His men know their doom approaches. Fire at will. Hastati, boy, move.
Yes, and hope alleviates the despair and makes it harder. I would say it doesn't because he wants you to know what... Again, he wants you to know the position that you're in. It would hit harder if there was a chance of hope, but that's not what he wants to give you. And that's one of the things I've been thinking about is that, like, why did he make this decision? Why did you make that decision? Like, and there's a reason for all of it. The music alleviates the alone. Then when it goes away, it gives it more alone. No. See... Again, like you are thinking about this, he's trying to maximize certain aspects. No, he's trying to maximize one aspect and one aspect alone. It's the uncaringness of being alone. You know, it is the uncaringness of the world that you are in. So he wants you to feel isolated and alone, and it doesn't matter about the rest of it. The utter lack of music makes me frustrated rather than alone. Well, wouldn't you feel frustrated if you were actually alone? And that there was nothing to change that, and there was nothing you could do to stop it, and everyone you spoke to was simply, you know, in a hologram form, like you could never talk to anybody. I mean, I would feel a little more frustrated. See, I would tend to disagree with you on that one. I think that it makes it worse. Whenever you're depressed, the frustration brings action rather than despair. Really, I know tons of people that are depressed and frustrated, and they don't do anything about it. I have a friend right now who's actually having a very hard time, and he refuses to change anything about his life. And, you know, I'm not trying to be mean to him, it's just that it's the truth. I know that he doesn't, I know that he never wants to hear that, but it's the truth. How many? I thought you just did this, and it was 2 turns left last round. See, I think for some people, they would change, right? They would definitely change. But this game doesn't matter what you do. And I've been toying with the idea of doing kind of a longer breakdown, but I may need to look at a few things, because there's a lot of elements in the game that are, how do I put this? They are, what's the word I want? How do I want to say this? The themes in the game in themselves tend to contradict one another, not outright, but they tend to clash in a way that doesn't really work. Because, like I said before, there's a part of this game that doesn't feel like it belongs with the rest of it. Especially a lot of the fights with Cliff. They don't really seem to fit very well with the rest of the game. They're very much out of time or out of space with the rest of the game, and I would argue that the original vision for this game is not what we ended up with. And that's not me trying to be an asshole about it. I don't think that I think those elements are there to keep people engaged. I think that he knows that that game, as it was being made, was not going to be something that a lot of people wanted to get through. I mean, that was the complete reason for the existence of the addicted to cargo people. Like, it's a really dumb storyline. It's a really dumb plot point. But if your only enemy is something that you can't see and you can't fight, then all the cool stuff that he wants to add in there, like the guns and everything, don't mean anything. Like, what's the point of having, like, the bolus rifle or, you know, the actual machine gun or the grenade launcher whenever you can only fight things that you have to fight standing still and not do anything? Ooh, big army. Yeah, you only alternate, but the frustration only comes when you're trying to do stuff. You don't succeed and then go back to the depression, but the frustration, you aren't exactly in the depression while being frustrated, addicted to stealing shit. I mean, maybe? And that's a maybe. It's a hard maybe. Dude, how long is this thing gonna last? Oh, they're gonna last. They have one more turn. No, don't do that. I would rather than just give up. I don't necessarily want to fight them. Oh my, that's a big army. And this is a good settlement too. Let's order some of these. I'm basically for the Emperor. No, it's for the Emperor. If we're gonna do the actual 40k stuff, it's Emperor. Like Emperor. Roman, that is. Exactly. Yes. Of course, that Emperor. Yes. Very good. Very good. Hello, DC. But yeah, the people that are addicted to stealing cargo, which is a very silly notion. I think it's funny. But like that right there, that exists also kind of outside potato, or potato, or patato. There's. We're just gonna move this forward.
Gods be praised!
All right, where's the enemy?
Reinforcements are here.
Oh, thank God! The town watch. Oh God! The town watch is here. Oh, I can't wait to defeat. I can't wait to work with the town watch. Let's just move forward. Just play the king. Well, also that's the explanation that the dead man gives. It's kind of like a non-addict trying to explain addicts. It's a biased view that focuses on the person that is explaining rather than the thing that being described. That's too meta. It's just so freaking meta. Oh yeah, no, this is about perception, and this is about perspective, and Run. we're gonna walk these guys up and see if we can get them to start throwing spears at people. The writing is good in the sense that voice lines are written and the attention to situation detail. The writing is okay. Again, the problem that I always have is the execution. He tries to put a lot of themes in there. Like, he tries to put in, like, family is important. Meanwhile, finish the game. I'm not even that far into it, dude. This is a long game. Be sure you fire at Will. Who is Will? I cannot tell. Will is all these people. We're gonna fire so many Wills. Oof. You're already starting to kind of burn out. That's weird. Oof. Just shy. I'm also not even. Oh, yes, I am even. Whee! Oh, look at him just fall. Just getting massacred. Yeah, this entire left flank's just getting massacred. There we go. So, okay, that's a lie. Their ability to throw spears is much farther than it would lead you to believe, apparently.
Units! Move out! Units! Units! March! Hastati! March!
Are they retreating? I guess. I mean, well, that's good. We killed a bunch of people and they ran away. I mean, that sounds about right. You just got butchered and now they're running. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the win. It's just kind of weird that they're running this fast. I don't know why. Yep, that's the end. Yep. All right, cool. I've clearly won the battle. I only killed 86 guys. Let's see, what was I gonna say? It's... Anyway, so there's some of the themes that he puts in there, like the importance of family. That there's a lot of false information in Death Stranding because there is attention to characters' limited knowledge rather than place conclusive knowledge. Also, characters' limited point of view / perspective. And I understand that too. Like that actually was something that I thought about as well. But the quote-unquote problem I'm going to be talking about is not the... or that I'm thinking of is not the one where we get false or incorrect or incomplete information. It's the part where we get an unacceptable kill more. Oh, we're going to kill more, don't you worry. We're going to kill so good. You don't even know. You don't even know how good we're going to kill. You know that show Generation Kill? Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do so much of the Generation Kill. Oh my god, you don't even know. You don't even know. Hold on, don't I have games here? Oh, no, I don't have games here yet. But he tends to put in themes that clash with one another. And one of my prime example. Hello. Who are you? A nobody. Don't talk about your generation like that. Why not? That's all we wanted to do anyway. So one of the things that that Kojima constantly brings up, I say constantly, is there's a running theme throughout the game of family. The problem is that he never actually... Well, what I'm saying is that all of your knowledge about the mules are from people that have limited interaction with them, no research into them, and only one negative effect to talk about. Well, but that's the only... But I mean, that is the important underlying trait about them, right? The fact that they steal and rob and murder, despite the fact that they know that if they... let's say that they hurt somebody severely, right? And you could potentially kill them. Everything you were told about the mules is heavily skewed. I don't think so. If you are a courier and your job is to deliver cargo and these people specifically keep, screwing with you, the only answer is that these people are evil. Like, I mean, they're stealing other people's stuff. I don't care why it is. I don't care what their reasoning is. It's the truth. Now, you could say, well, they don't have anything. They don't have access to the same technology. Maybe. And maybe they're the guys that realize that the UCA is bad. I don't know. But from the perspective of literally everybody else, because they steal other people's stuff, the answer is really simple. They're evil. Yeah, but claiming the reason why is just an assumption. I mean, Okay, well, let's put it from the perspective of anybody else, right? So let's say that I'm trying to deliver a package, and there's always this one street where people try to, you know, bum rush me. I don't care why they do it. Blah blah blah. Fight. I am fighting. What are you talking about? I'm getting my men lined up and ready, and they're gonna throw spears. Are you not close enough? You're not close enough. Okay, we're gonna scooch up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Crap. Oh, they're gonna charge through there, no problem. Yep, they're gonna tear them apart. They might actually win this, to be honest. The explanation sounds nonsensical because it doesn't align with logic. Well, addicts aren't really logical, so yeah, don't break. Murder, maim, kill, burn, maim, kill, burn. I'm probably gonna lose the Principes after this. Oh yeah, chariots are pretty nasty against infantry. Oh, come on. Now it's just a brawl. I just have to fight it out. Throw more spears. I wish I could. I can't. The whole point is that they're like in the actual battle line.
Your general's nerve has broken.
Yep. Well, he's dead. And broken. Broken. Yep, that's fine. It's fine. It's a small one. Addicted to stealing makes sense. Addicted to cargo sounds stupid. Yeah, but that's the thing is that do they steal anything but cargo? They're not going to people's houses and stealing food. Also, stealing for survival and stealing to gain the upper hand against the UCA makes sense. I must have missed that part if they said they were stealing to get the upper hand.
Imperator.
Oh, I was going to take that town, but that didn't happen, so oh well. Why did these... Okay, why do my freaking dudes just keep wandering off? They keep going to get stuff and then just immediately ignoring it. They can't go to people's house. Everyone lives in bunkers, which is another problem. Okay, so that's another thing that I thought was interesting. The game is about... So let's just kind of circle back. You raise your hand in the air to get the upper hand. Ah, see, DC here with the heavy philosophical mindset here. If you want to get ahead in life, all you have to do is find somebody else and cut off their head, right? You do the obvious. If you want to get ahead in life, you got to find one. No, to gain the upper hand isn't just a possible theory or assumption. I guess because
Let us end the bloodshed.
Oh, they want to. Okay. Wait, hold on. Is it for me or for them? In return for a share of your income. Wait, hold on. Oh no, this isn't to become. Okay, hold on. No. You can become my protectorate, ceasefire, and then compensation. No offer. Sorry. Wait, hold on. Why is it that they can't become my protectorate? Oh, that's not fair. That's
Until
not fair.
Next time.
It makes more sense than cargo addiction. Oh no, it does. I'm just simply telling you the truth. It's just not very. It's not an intelligent point of view. Elephants may seem unstoppable, but they are easily spooked by flaming missiles and spear-wielding units. That is true. Elephants are very big and mean, but they don't necessarily like pokey things and things that go burn.
Units! Await my orders! Units! Ram!
Drop that.
Units!
Defensive stance.
Guard position! Units! Units! Triar ram! Will! Move quickly! General!
Come at me, bro.
Triarii.
Like, the specific terminology is just odd. So personally, I just think that what you get told about mules isn't the full or complete accurate story. Well, but that's the thing. So you are writing the lore for Kojima, right? He has given you a specific answer to a problem, and you are filling in the blanks for him. To get ahead in life, you put your head forward and move. Women get on their knees to get ahead. Move forward. Oof, just getting massacred.
Triarii! Hostile! Hostile! Unit! Unit!
There you go.
Triarii! Hostile! Unit! Unit! Hurry! Hurry!
Move forward.
Unit! Unit!
There we go.
Hurry!
And spears. Oof, naked fanatics. Naked butt. They got their butts out there. You should probably start throwing spears, guys.
Triarii!
It never made sense to me why the Triarii never really got anywhere in this. You only get them once. Who is the Pista Day guy they keep yelling for?
Hostile! Hostile!
I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's see if I can circle these guys in. That should be enough. Your troops. Yeah, no. I don't know who Pista Day is. I don't know. They're saying it's Stadi. Naked fanatics versus a bunch of heavily armored soldiers. I'm filling in the small gap. I just think that the gap is intentional. A mixture of thoughtful writing and not wanting to shift the focal point closer to mules. Mules aren't the focus of the game, so going into doing detail would sidetrack the player. True, but they're there for a reason. And the only thing is, the only reason they're there is to break up the part where the... oh, this is a cavalry. The only reason they're there is to have the player fight something other than BTs. That's it. They serve no purpose outside of that. There is no greater story for them, and that's how you know that that's the case. It's like if they were supposed to be an important or interesting part of the story, they would have more to them, but you don't ever hear more about them. They're just a nuisance. Meanwhile, BTs get a lot of important information. Minor thoughtful writing, like the devs aren't microplanning everything. Dude, Kojima is autistic, I think. He may not be planning everything well, but he's usually doing things for a reason. I will give him that. I don't think they're always good reasons, but I would never accuse keywords everything. You know, I wouldn't put it past Kojima to give them something more in his head and not give it to anybody else. 95% is still not everything. Dude, it's a lot, man. Like, he does a lot of stuff. Like, he's very heavily involved with his games, which, again, I could appreciate that. But I think the only reason they put them in there is to be something to do while you are on the road.
And glory! Settlement captured!
Okay, let's see here. Now, I believe we have to change... Yep, we gotta get rid of that. That's not a very Roman... That's not a Roman thing. Public owner... Erdebrader. There we go. There we go. Let's get all that stuff in there. He is relatively involved in his stuff. Like that's a definite thing that he does. I can't say that he is not involved with most of the things that he works on. And I guarantee you he's heavily involved in deciding what goes into his games. Let's get some of that in there. I mean, he would be. He's the developer. Anyways, I love it. I hope I can get behind the second game. I'm willing to play it, although I am not holding my breath for anything good. But I would probably play it like in a bargain bin. All right, now let's see here. I got another army coming up from the north. But no, anyway, like I was saying, is that, you know, we gave you... I know I gave you a bunch of shit over it, which, again, I think it's kind of deserved. But not as much as I thought. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I don't want to necessarily play it again, but there are some elements and themes that I think that the game really did get me back into, which was analyzing media, and I really did enjoy doing that. And the more I kind of started thinking about it, the more I got excited about it, is like just looking at media like I used to. And I don't get to do that as much anymore. And it kind of made me happy to kind of go back and go, well, what are these themes? What's this? What's that? And so I started thinking about, okay, well, what are these elements in the game that really kind of sell that point, you know? Like one of the first things I think I noticed was the inverted rainbow, right? So there's lots of thematic elements to the rainbow, and it depends upon where you're pulling it from and why you're pulling it. So in the case of, you know, the most obvious one is that if you have any kind of knowledge over, you know, religious points of what the rainbow is for, especially in the West, a rainbow means that, you know, it's a promise from God to all of humanity that he won't destroy the earth in a flood again, or just in general destroy the earth. And, like, for example, I loved Attack on Titan. Couldn't get behind the story after Season 2. That was not the case for Death Stranding. I was happy with the story start to finish. Really? I mean, the ending really kind of burned some of it for me, but that's fine. Oh, didn't know that for the rainbow. Oh, really? Do you not know that? Okay, so do you not know? Okay, hold on, time out. Are you unaware of the story of Noah's Ark? Attack on Titan was a wildly better storytelling. No, it was better storytelling. I wouldn't argue better story. But then again, Kojima's story is up its own ass, so. Let's see. Of course, Kojima didn't set a high bar. He didn't, but, you know, there's always lower, brother. There's always lower. You can always sink lower. Look, I don't care what the Dark Knight ever told anybody. You could always go lower. Velites. I avoid religion. I was aggressively raised Christian with the engineer brain. So then how do you not know the story of Noah's Ark? It's like, what the heck? How do you do that? Like, that's the whole point of the rainbow. That is literally what it is that God puts the rainbow in the sky to tell everyone, like, it's the promise that he will not destroy the earth via a flood again. And I think I would have to go back and look at the wording of it again, because I don't think the name is. I know it, but the moral of the story of Noah's Ark isn't rainbow. What's the moral of the story? There isn't really much of a moral part of that story, at least not that I can think of, because it is God. All right. So it depends on how you want to look at that story, because there's a ton of context around that story that we don't talk about. The moral of the story is God starting anew and wiping the earth. Yeah, but wiping it from what? Wiping it out. Wiping out what specifically? Like that's the question. Wiping what? And if the answer is sin, that's partially correct, but it's not the answer. Sin is what pushed it over the edge. His ass, duh. Well, jeez. Oh look who's decided to come say hi. The Carthaginians. Now that I've built this settlement up from garbage, he's decided he's gonna come say hi. And so you need to know. Okay, long story short, it didn't matter that much for the story, but actually it kind of does, because the context around. You know what? Maybe this another time. We'll talk about it another time. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, that's such like a rabbit hole that if Kojima actually bothered to put that much thought into it, I would be impressed. I would be genuinely surprised if he thought about it, because there's a lot of other stuff surrounding Noah's Ark than like what we traditionally think of as being part of the story. So I'll just leave it at that for now. It was also faith in God. Put your faith in God and do everything he asks, even if it's bizarre, because God does best kind of thing. I mean, there is a bit of that. There is definitely a bit of that, but it's I mean, yeah, there is, because like where Noah lived, there wasn't really any water, and so people were like, "Why are you building a boat, you crazy old man?" But see, that, like, you know, human logic would say that doesn't make any sense. Why are you building a boat in the middle of a desert? You know, and that's a fair question. Anyway, rainbow minor detail to me, good detail, but not the one that was the focus. But the reason why it's there is that it's a physical promise, right? It's something that it is a physical promise that you can look at and know that it is there, right? And that's an important piece of it, right? It is something that he put in the sky so that everyone would know, it would never happen again. And that is an interesting thing to put in there. So the inverted rainbow is a symbol. It's an inversion of the promise. It is a breaking of that promise. The problem with using that symbol is that it automatically agrees and brings in other pieces of information. So for instance, the only reason that would exist in that world and he would use it in that manner is because he probably is aware of that story, whether he believes it or not, and I guarantee you he doesn't. Japan has its own flood story. I don't believe it involves a rainbow. I forget what it is, but I know they have one. And so the question that I would ask is, okay, well, what is it that you're trying to... What are you trying to actually bring to the table? What are you trying to tell us with this symbol when you would reject everything around it? So if you say that the promise was broken, well, if there's no God in your universe, then how could the promise be broken? It's like, so what is the point of this symbol? It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. And that's one of the reasons why I get frustrated with it, is because that you've made that symbol and there's no substance to it. And so it's only there to simply say, look, this means that everything is upside down. The promise is broken, that the earth would never be destroyed, which isn't, again, like it's a much bigger story than that. But yeah, there's so many little pieces like that kind of irk me and annoy me. Well, the symbol is being used in a place that was formerly the United States. Rainbows are everywhere. Well, rainbows are everywhere. Rainbows aren't just found in the United States. Like, they're everywhere. Oof. Like, you're not only going to find rainbows in the United States. You're going to find them everywhere. So if a rainbow exists upside down in the United States, rainbow is just light refracting through raindrops that cause the prisms of color. Okay, but I'm saying as a symbol. That's my point, is I'm not describing to you what it is. I'm saying what it is as a symbol. But the symbolism is being used in a location that has Christianity as its main religion. Does that make... Okay, so does that make it any less, like, the point? His whole point is that this is by accident, but not really. But we're all here by accident, but not really. Like, this is one of the things that he ping-pongs on that actually bothers me a little bit, is that he can't ever make up his mind as to whether a God exists in his universe or whether this is all by accident. And it's not even like a question. He purposefully... I don't even think he knows, is actually what I'm trying to get at. I don't think he knows. I don't think he wants to answer the question. Because one would actually make him have to, say, hey, look, God is punishing us. Okay. And the other one is, no, this is all by random chance, even though there's order to it, right? This is the problem that he has. Also, it's a breaking the promise that maybe it's being used as a way to say that Timefall won't end, the Timefall will keep raining till the Death Stranding floods everything. Maybe. I have to think about that, but perhaps maybe. That's a maybe. I don't think so. I think it's more of just, I think he thought it was an interesting idea and just said, yeah, this is it. I like this. Because you remember that the Tar Belt, I covered like half the USA. That I don't remember that much. And that was another thing, is the tar a symbol for something? And, the answer is probably, but I don't know what it is that he's trying to actually tell me. Like, I don't know what the actual relevance of the tar is. I'd have to actually look at it, because I don't know of any symbol of tar. So that's another thing that I thought was an interesting choice. I know that tar is sticky, it's hard to get out of. It looks kind of like oil. From like, the first thing I thought it was oil. Oh yeah, definitely just an interesting idea, but I think it was used because it aligned with multiple concepts of the game. Tar? What concepts are you talking about that would align with? Because I'm not familiar with what it's actually trying to refer to, if that's the case. Like what about the rainbow? Well, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. But again, like using symbols like that, or think of it this way: it's kind of like somebody with a toy. They don't really understand it, or they don't like it, or they're like, "Oh, this is a cool little toy," but they don't actually appreciate it, or they'll treat something as a toy that isn't really supposed to be a toy. And that kind of bugs me, is that they have this idea. They go, "Oh, that's cool." Oh, you know, think of it this way: it's kind of like the chicks that used to get like Chinese symbols as tattoos, you know. And you're sitting there like, oh, god dang it, you are so cringe. Like, you're just so dumb. Like, it's kind of the way I feel about it. Like, if you're going to use the actual symbol, that's fine. Just use the symbol and actually, you know, use it. Instead, it's just, I like this thing. It's cool. Okay, fair enough. Used to. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Archers!
Alright, we're not going to be able to do anything here, so we're going to move these guys back.
Fire! Military!
There might be some symbolism there. Maybe. There's always a possibility. Oh, there they go. Look at all those guys just fall to the ground. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Military! Archers!
Hey, alright, time to run.
Military!
We did our number here.
At the double!
It's time to run. Time to run. Time to run. We're not doing that anymore.
Astani! Forward!
And the same, and the single eye crying. See, that's a symbol, but I don't believe it's one in Western. That's not one in, as far as I know, that's not one in Western Western art. It's something almost specifically to Eastern art, although I can't remember what it is.
Syncope!
I wish I could remember what it was, but I don't think it's Kool-Aid Man crashed through a wall. Oh yeah, exactly. There you go.
Fire! Military!
Look, they're gonna be the Kool-Aid Man, but the Kool-Aid Man's gonna get a face full of arrows and spears. That's all I can say about that.
Syncope! Military! Syncope! Astani! Archers! Fire! Run!
I suspect them to run right through here, and then I'm gonna just basically hit them with this.
Syncope!
No, it's because I said, oh no, oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if anything to do with those. They seem like symbolic things. They are symbol things. So anything in natural, that's the theme, you can see symbolic, I guess. I guarantee you these are symbols because there's too many of them for them to be, okay, so you can't make a game like that. It's supposed to be very, what's what I'm looking for? It is a game that is very much about the themes of futility, depression, all that other fun stuff. There's too many little things in there for them not to be symbols. It would be weird if they weren't.
Through the walls. Now we
It
must
would be
find
like
a
somebody
way
using a
through
cross
fence.
and then going through like all these different religious practices and then just saying, no, these don't matter. That's not what this is about. You know, it wouldn't really make sense. So, I mean, if there's evidence that this is all just like, yeah, no, like, he's using those symbols, but no, they don't really mean anything, I would be hard pressed to believe that. I don't believe that would be the case. But like, so for instance, there's another one that I thought was interesting. I never saw the sun. I don't believe there's ever a moment in the game where you see the sun. Yeah, I know. I 100% think they are symbols and being used for good reason, just leaving room to be humble. But yeah, another big thing that I thought was interesting is that when you're walking around the game, and maybe I just missed it because I wasn't always looking for it, there is light, but there is no sun. And that's a very interesting thing because that means that something in the world is creating light, but it's not. It's no longer our source of direction. Our source of light is not coming from that. Well, most days were cloudy, so yeah, you didn't see the sun, but you should still be able to see like where the sun is coming from. You're correct though. I think you might have been a time where you see the sun, and maybe I missed it. It's always a possibility. But the cloudiness part, yeah, that can be it too. I mean, it could just be cloudy, and that they just did it as a design choice, that's fine. But I thought it interesting that I never really could tell where the sun was coming from. And that is definitely a design choice. I know that he would have put extra effort in there to do that if he could or thought it would be good. which again is also a symbol. You know, the fact that it was never nighttime, the fact that it was only daytime, time is standing still. The only thing that advances time is the rain, and the only thing that advances is the things that it touches. So time is standing still. The Earth has stood still since the Death Stranding and has never moved. I don't believe we ever are told about nighttime. We never get it discussed. Thought there is an animation where the baby's robotic arm waves and the camera looks up at the clouds clearing. May have just been very bright. I don't know. Possible. I don't know. I don't remember it, but it was little enough for me to notice it. Let's put it that way. In the beginning, into the intro scene, wasn't it night? Was it? I don't think so. I think it was just it was midday, same time as it always is. I don't remember there ever being a nighttime. And maybe again, maybe I'm misremembering. Thinking too much about the game. I'm analyzing media. This is one of the things I enjoy doing. Where they get ambushed and the car flipped. They get ambushed and the car flipped. I remember his motorcycle getting flipped. But the birds are falling out of the sky. I don't think it's nighttime then. Where you first get BB. I think it's a storm. I don't think it's nighttime. I think it's a storm. I'm 90% certain that it's a storm. It's not nighttime. Because right afterwards it's fine. Run, boys, run! Oh god, this is my commander. Oh yeah, fair. Might have just been dark enough to look. Yeah, so that's another thing, is that when the storms come, like when the storms get there, it looks like nighttime. That's another thing. You are correct. Because you're being they talk about a what is it? They talk about a storm coming, and they talk about a bunch of BTs that are there that usually weren't there. So yeah, I don't remember them ever being night, and so it's a kind of a, in my opinion, if it's a death of everything, including the planet, or at least life as we know it, life would stand still, right? Think of it like this way: whenever the Earth dies, or if a human dies, and you're going to use that as a metaphor, it just stops doing the things that it does. So that includes the little things that we normally would have happen, like nighttime, ideally. Look at all these bodies. Even if they win, it's still going to be a nasty fight. I really shouldn't have... I don't know why oh, that's why. They're the higher rank. I kind of need to swap them out. I didn't really think about that. If a human dies, does a tree fall in the forest? It depends. Did the tree falling in the forest kill the human? Oh, the wool black tears. Black is the color associated with life in Japanese culture, I think. Black tears. It could also be the tar. I mean, I hate to be that way, but it could also just be the tar. Let's trade these guys out. I know they're eager, but like throw the spears. I don't know. So that could be a couple different things. Whee! Nice.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief.
Actually, oh, wait, no. Let's wait it out. Sorry, I was a little bit too overzealous there. We're gonna wait it out. Yeah, the tears are just like filled with Carillium. That's the in-game explanation, but the symbol is being used. See, this is where some Japanese stuff I'm not really overtly familiar with. I know some of their kind of little, let's just call it folklore, but not nearly enough to say that I'm comfortable speaking to it. So I couldn't really say much more than I can recognize that it's probably something important, but I couldn't tell you why. And like, but anyway, so the point that I was trying to make is that kind of stuff really kind of got me back into wanting to look into and not reviewing per se just yet, but I like analyzing stories. It was one of the things that I really enjoyed doing, and somewhere in the past year or so, I just kind of stopped doing it. And I stopped really looking at anything, and I think part of that's because I haven't had the time to to watch anything really that's I find interesting, and most of that's because nothing's new coming out. The last time I did it was BioShock Infinite, and I'm not gonna lie, I hate BioShock Infinite with a passion, because if I was to rate Death Stranding against BioShock Infinite, I would say that I'd rather play Death Stranding for a year straight than play BioShock Infinite once. Because BioShock Infinite is that freaking unbearable. I forget, but I think that the black is associated with life and like green is associated with death, I think. I need to look it up.
But in battle, it's beyond belief.
I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I don't know. I've used up all my ammunition. And now I've killed off BioShock Infinite equals the best BioShock. Yeah, of course, if you're brain dead and retarded, sure. Ugh, Kitty, stop it. BioShock 1 is best BioShock. BioShock 2 is second best BioShock. BioShock Infinite is terrible. Alright, so now it's just going to be a... Now we're just doing melee. That's all we're doing now. Then it should fit you, Myth. No, see, I'm not completely brain dead. These people are. How are these people getting into the line? That doesn't make any sense. I wonder what would happen if I actually walked these guys all the way around and started attacking from the rear. Move. Push forward. Yes. I don't like any BioShock. I tried Infinite. Didn't really like the art in the game. Good. It's terrible.
To fill the heart of the enemy general with fear. Now he
Hold on one second.
flees the field like a coward.
Well,
Great
BioShock
God,
Infinite...
praised.
BioShock Infinite's original art design and game design is very different than what it ended up being. Like the concept art and cover, haven't tried it and will never try the others. My anxiety made even Infinite too much for me. Oh, dude, we're gonna play BioShock 1 again, hopefully by the end of the year. That is one of my goals, is I would like to replay BioShock 1. I haven't played it in a while, and it's one of my favorite games ever. My first time playing it on stream, although my microphone was garbage at the time, I went through the whole spiel of like all the different things that they do. The beauty of that game is wonderful. Every level is fantastic. Every area is fantastic. It feels like a world that is lived in. Even though it's not perfect, there's definitely some things that need to be better. But it is such a wonderful game because of the stuff that... You just said you hated it. I said I hated BioShock Infinite. BioShock 1 is good. We will play BioShock 1. We're just going to auto-resolve that. It's no point. Oh, by the way, DC, because I ran out of water, I owe you like a bunch of like hydrates, so hold on.
We're under siege.
Oh no, I can still make fun of it. Don't worry. BioShock is one of my favorite games, but that doesn't mean it's not anything that I enjoy. I'm not above making fun of it. Like the fact that Batman, decided that he wanted to dress up in a freaking latex costume to beat up bad guys because his mommy and daddy got shot is funny to me. Still, it makes more sense than that Death Stranding game. Still not enough. Oh god, they're angry over here. Why are they angry over here? Why so mad? Why so serious? But anyway, so, and one of the things that I wanted to do, I guess one of the things I've always wanted to do is I've always loved the medium of video games, not so much always to play them, but to actually make them, and I've always wanted to, and I never got around to it. But one of the things that kind of came with the territory of, critiquing and looking at video games was actually, well, what would I do instead? How would I make this better? Or what would I do here? What would I do there? And I always enjoyed doing that. There was an Alien game that came out a year or more ago. I was able to watch a friend play it because he played it fast-paced and was funny. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to watch it. Alien Isolation came out more than a few years ago. That was Creative Assembly's like last good game. It's been a hot minute, bro. But I've got like a little a notebook, like I said, of all these different ideas, story ideas, and most of them I usually end up turning into like tabletop RPGs. He played it like a year or two ago. I started it like 2 years ago, and I still haven't finished it because I usually use it as overflow for October. So like if we beat a game early, I'll play like I'll play it until the end of October if I've got everything that I was going to play beaten. I still would like to play it, but I think that after this year, there's some games that I've been meaning to play for 2 years plus. It's true. It's just overflow, and that's not to be mean about it. I'm not trying to be mean like, oh, it's not worthy of my time. It is. I enjoy it. It's just it's time to go back to what we were doing before for Scurry Month. Well, it's true. I mean,
Securing resources.
it's just the truth.
Can I be of service?
Wine is 0. Let's try what's over here.
Securing resources.
How is it that... What is this? How is silver netting me 0 gold per month? Or per turn, sorry. I just found that shit funny all. I mean... Yeah? Let's see here. Merchant.
Awaiting your command.
I still haven't finished Mortuary Assistant. No, screw you. I have finished it. It's done. It's dead. It will never come back. It can't hurt me anymore.
Without delay.
It is over. Stop trying to make it a thing. It's never coming back. It is dead in the ground. It's never coming back. It cannot hurt me.
General! Sir! Onward! Orders! General!
Less than 400,000 points till Mortuary Assistant is a thing again. See, the first thing I have to do is actually make an actual, what you calls it?
Imperator!
I have to make an actual option in the system to do that. Myth made the promise. Show me the clip where I made the promise. I demand it. Produce said clip where I said I would do it. Been waiting to pull that out for years. I can produce it. You produced me where I told you I would do it for 1,000,000 channel points. And I've grown a lot since then. You know you did. I demand the clip. Show me the clip. You've done it multiple times. Then it shouldn't be a problem for you to tell me where it is. All of a sudden, my memory ain't so good. You've acquiesced. Just own it. No, I've done no such thing. Witness. No, see, you need 2 witnesses. And Blue doesn't count. He wasn't here for it. The alleged event, I should say, because you can't prove that it exists. You can't prove that I made that promise. Let's see. Let's make Alicia have a stone wall.
At your service.
I enjoy doing this because I know Fokker is right there. He's fuming. He's a little angry. I forgot how much I enjoyed making him angry too. After we started playing MechWarrior together, I stopped kind of pissing him off nonstop because it just became too easy, and he got angry at everything. I'm not angry. I just know it's going to happen. See, he thinks it is, and I appreciate the fact that he thinks it is. Let's see. Can I take this place? Oh yeah, we got this. One set of cavalry. Oh yeah, we got this. Can we move this? Oh, it's just short. Just short. Okay. Idle resources. Idle resources. Oh, that's right. I need to get an army down there. I should probably start building my army again. Oh, hello. Fucker, more angry. How does one make the void? More void. Play it all the way through while streaming, or you lose 2 followers. That's not nice. Look, there's a reason I don't play Mortuary Assistant. It's because if I did, it wouldn't be as special as whenever you get to watch me play it one time on one playthrough. I don't like metaphysical crap unless it's like Warhammer and I can shoot it with a gun. Like the kind of demons I like are the ones that are affected by 45 cal. I like the ones that yes, DC, yes. I am a wuss when it comes to that. I don't like that stuff. Yes. I don't like shit that's like demonic. You are correct. I do not appreciate it. Zombies I'm fine with for the most part. Girly boy. Yeah, no. Girly man, you don't like demons. It's like, okay. I'll take it. Go ahead. Make fun of me for it. Why don't you like having glass shoved into your urethra? I don't know. It just seems like something I don't want to do. Come on, girly man. Oh yeah, we are gonna lose so bad. Oh, these poor town watch are about to get massacred. And I'm about to lose a settlement. The fuck? What? What? That's what? Does that sound appealing to you, DC? Oh, they've got elephants. Look at them. They got elephants. Elephants. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this settlement. I mean, I'm not even gonna be able to. I'm not even gonna be able to take it back very quickly either. No, oranges and bananas do. Well, fair enough. I think elephants can also knock down the walls, which makes this even more fun. I like how a bunch of like bare bones spearmen are gonna fight against elephants and what is this? Iberian infantry? Oh, this is town militias. I mean, reality? We might do it. I made Shadowhearted Dark Justice card, but you can also keep her around if you don't kill Nightsong. Yeah, no. I think in my playthrough I didn't kill Nightsong. I just wanted to see what she was as a good guy, and I freaking mind broke her. She's absolutely and utterly floored by the fact that she didn't murder someone. Run. Good. Yeah, good. Charge in. Charge in with a bunch of spearmen. Let's see how that works out for you. Well, I played the Dark Justice save right now, but I kept one where she was, Oh, look at that. There they go. There they go.
The enemy are through the walls. Now we must fight all the harder in our defense.
That's fine. That's fine. I think they are... Wow, they're... Jeez. Okay, so they're surrounded on 3 sides and they have a chance of winning. Good lord, you guys are really screwed. There we go. There we go. Defeat. There we go. The elephants are going to be what murders me. The elephants are going to be awful. Town militia. Wow. Okay, am I actually turning the tide of... There's no way I'm turning the tide of this fight. It's impossible. Oh, that's right. Guard mode. Guard mode. I forgot guard mode. Crap. Oh, it doesn't matter. You're committed. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're committed. But no, so I'm hoping that like in the near future I can kind of get back to looking and critiquing media in some capacity, because I miss doing that. Oh, no, 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 no!
The walls have fallen to the enemy.
No!
The have abandoned us.
Crap. Okay, now the fight's over. I miss History Night. Well, I mean, I haven't really had a chance to look at any of it. No, what are you doing? Why are you running? God darn it. Stop running. I just, with the project that I'm running right now, I don't really have time for it. I don't have time to kind of do any kind of prep or research. And I was not expecting that. The project that I'm running right now should not be taking this much effort and time. It is because the guy that ran it left. And the other people that are doing, like, the other people that do my job in other parts of the country are not doing any of the prep work they need to do. And so I'm doing all the troubleshooting, the implementation, and everything. So it's an absolute cluster. And as of right now, like tomorrow I'm supposed to be done with one of my locations. I'm getting them set up on the system. And I'm not ready. I won't be ready for another couple weeks. And I'm done. My time there is done. So I don't have the time to do literally anything. Geisha's getting mad at me because I'm getting home late at night every night. When before I used to work from home a lot more often. Now I'm never home. She's getting mad at me because like she's like, "Where are you all day?" I was like, "I tell you every day where I'm going." And even she's kind of getting frustrated at it. And it's probably not going to stop for another month. I wish you had more time.
Shame will be his forever.
It will be his
General
forever.
runs away.
Well, I mean, look, luckily I built this entire settlement up just so the Carthaginians could come in and take it. I actually kind of forgot that I had this place. It's almost like the Carthaginians waited for this.
It will be better for your general to fall on his sword than live another day. He is running away. Your general has thrown away his life. And now he needs carrion birds.
You just said it was better that he died. Well, they're all dead. Whee! As they're getting flung around. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. Oh man. I wonder how much damage I actually did. There's a lot more red on the ground than there is anything else. I think I knocked out their cavalry. So I killed 153, they killed 500. Oof. That's a big oopsie doodles for me there, bud. The fiddles are not an effective fire suppressant. That's a reference to Nero. Oh. So now I gotta go take that back. Oh, look at that. The Scythians want to come play again. I'm sorry, not the Scythians, the Britannians. I don't know why I said the Scythians. Are you gonna just stand there, or what are you doing?
We're besieged.
Oh no, not again. I guess we'll have to fight that one again. Oh, we're going. All right, cool. It's like you're not wasting any time there. All right. An ambush if discovered and properly surrounded will repay their intended mischief with interest. Also true. But let's see. I mean, okay, I got another question for everybody tonight. Is anybody still a fan? Like, I mean, are there still fans of Star Wars? Or do those still exist? Why are you deploying all the way over here? That makes no sense. Like, why are you deploying all the... No. We should be deploying over here. Like, this is where you're gonna go.
Archers.
Which means I won't have to sit and wait for you people to come and get me.
Guard this area. Fire at will.
Like, I mean, it's a genuine question. Like, do they still actually have fans? Like, are there people that still hold out hope that Star Wars is any good?
Fire at will.
I mean, I'm a firm believer that like any good story can be put in almost any setting and it'll work. That's kind of one of the hallmarks, in my opinion, of a good story. But like, I'm just curious. Does anybody actually still like Star Wars? I know a friend of mine who's absolutely adamant that like Marvel and all that stuff is really good. I don't see it, but he thinks it is. Yeah, they're gonna run that way. Okay, cool. Let's just fast forward there. Ah, the machine gun turrets. They're just gonna leave bodies everywhere. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's just gonna chill out, huh? That's cool. He can let all his men come over here and die. I'm fine with that. There you go. Look at that. How many did he lose already?
Archer, use fire.
I mean, I don't just stop liking stuff because new stuff gets made. That's bad. I would completely lost interest in Star Wars and Marvel. However, if another thing like Mandalorian comes out and it's well made, though, then I'd be happy to watch it.
A star
You see, I'm not sure I'd want to at this point because the people that make that stuff hate my guts. That's kind of where I'm going to start drawing a line, is that if you actively hate me and think that I'm the devil, I kind of don't want to... I'm not really interested in what you have to offer me anyway. That's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. Hate you? Oh, dude, yeah, no, of course they hate you. Like, they actively hate you. Like, they hate... Disney, Star Wars, and Disney in general, like, they hate you. They hate you, they hate me, they despise people that basically aren't on board with whatever political agenda they have. Like, it's this... Remember the environment that we had not too long ago, which was, if you don't like it, don't buy it, and I don't make it, it's not for you. Disney is a crazy beast. Disney is a house of cards. And, I think that Disney is in a lot of trouble. Disney despises their customer base. They hate the existing fans of Star Wars and Marvel. Yeah, no, what they want is they want something completely different. That's why they keep... So think of it this way. They know the fan base of Star Wars. They do. They know what that fan base is. They have the demographic data. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They know exactly who their main audience is. There's no way in hell you could sit there and tell me, oh, no, you don't understand. They're trying to make stuff that appeals to their audience. No, they're not. They're intentionally insulting their audience, hoping that it will actually get them a better audience. Meanwhile, the people that like the stuff that they have are not really interested in it, which is why things like The Acolyte, whenever it has nothing to stand on, and it has the exact same problems of all the other shows that they've run, it suffers from the exact same problems. There's no difference between Ahsoka story writing problems and The Acolyte. Except for The Acolyte is just, it has nothing to kind of pull you in that you would remember or care about. So it has to stand on its own and it falls flat on its face. Like Mandalorian at least has The Mandalorian, and the first 3 episodes of the first season are at least okay. Past that, it's all trash. I was forced to kill the kitty at the last light in. Wait, what? Why would you kill the kitty? Drama like sitcoms doesn't exist in the real world. The drama that must be going on internally at Disney. You're not wrong. Sometimes it's not about numbers. Sometimes it's about advantages. The kitty was turned into an undead shit. Wait, what the hell? Oh, that's right. This is the thing in yeah. First 3 episodes were freaking great. I love them. They didn't have much to them, but they nailed the vibe check. Well, that's the thing, right? So they actually... I killed Nightsong, so the barrier was broken. Good. Well, the first 3 episodes of Mandalorian were good because that's what... Like, it was supposed to be a movie, right? That's the part. It's supposed to be a movie. It then turned into a TV show. Because I think it was like for a setup, they were amazing setup. Well, they were, but then they completely abandoned it. So originally, it's the same thing with The Acolyte. People tend to forget The Acolyte was in production hell for over 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. The Acolyte was announced at the beginning of the TV show kind of universe that they put together. The Acolyte never saw anything past that. And up until a year or so ago, I want to say they didn't even have a trailer to show for it. That's how bad it was. Now, granted, Dave Filoni still, approved of everything, which is another thing that people tend to kind of forget, is that Dave Filoni, which is the I guess you could say the what's it called? What do you want to call it? The untouchable paragon because of Mandalorian. He's the one that approved that script. Like, he approved of The Acolyte. I don't think that he's shit. I just think that, like, whenever you're given that much stuff to do, he wasn't Mandalorian. Dave Filoni was in The Mandalorian. I mean, he was integral to the part of creating Mandalorian. That's his baby. Or at least that's what he is credited with. He is credited with that baby. Or that's right, John. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Jon Favreau. You are correct. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You are correct. I'm not going to blockade the port. Let's see. What is my standing in the Roman Senate? Where am I? Where is it? Where'd it go? Nope. Nope. There it is. Alright, so the politicians love me. The people also like me more than anybody else. Filoni was brought on later, and he's the showrunner for most everything. He's been failing upward nonstop. Pretty much. I need to go save this little settlement here.
Attack!
I need to start producing some troops. Do I really not have a... Okay, there, it's building now. Okay, very good. Let's see. Can I get something else out of here? War dogs. Don't really need those. Man, they're really unhappy over here. Okay, but no, so what was I gonna say? The Star Wars debacle is interesting because, like I was saying, the Acolyte is in production. Hell, and we all tend to forget that. Now, that doesn't make this better or worse. It's just something to kind of keep in mind because it is trash. That show is trash. Like, I mean, I've seen little bits and pieces of it, and good lord, am I not even... Not only am I not interested, good lord, I can't describe to you what what that looks like to me. It looks so bad. It's awful. And the fact that people expected anything from it is actually just... It's probably a success to the marketing, because I can't imagine anybody that has ever kept up with it going, yeah, no, that show looks like it might actually make it somewhere. No, it won't. There's no way in hell it can make it anywhere. It's just not possible. Like, how could a show that's been doing nothing but being stuck in rewrites, like in some cases I think they went months without even shooting a scene. You couldn't find even, I think there was even like half the cast wasn't even casted not too long ago. Like, there's so many different things that were just so stupid.
Our soldiers are at the gates.
And the only excuse for it is just they didn't want to do anything about it. And so it costed them an arm and a leg, and they produced this because they had to eventually produce something for the money they sunk into it.
Down. Our battering ram has done its work.
Now, I'm sure that someone could sit there and tell me, "Oh no, you don't understand. Like they were always working on it. Just then this happened." No, there was a definitive time whenever literally people were saying, "Is the Acolyte still a thing? Are they still working on it?" And the answer was, "We don't know. It's a secret." I think it was even last year they had barely gotten a trailer out, and now they've got a full 8 episodes, which were absolutely garbage. But back to The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian was meant to be a movie. And you can see that because the first 3 episodes are paced like the entry of a movie. But they are a little bit... I don't say a little bit. They got spaced out a little bit. They had some extra reshoots and whatnot. But it acts and looks like a movie for the first 3 to 4 episodes. And that's why you have kind of that nice little arc with Baby Yoda. But then you have it kind of slip off into nothing. They had an idea. They started working with that idea. And then it expanded. And that's where that came from. I'm not saying it's a terrible idea. I'm just being honest about it. Since this is just going to be a brutal melee anyway, that's what we're going to do. Actually, let's do this. Let's halt. Halt. Let's move you guys over there. And we'll just charge in. And if anybody wants to kind of contradict me on that, you can. I mean, not that I'm like Mr. Following Star Wars nonstop, but if I remember correctly, Mandalorian was meant to be a movie that turned into a TV show. And it's because they needed to pad out the actual lineup for Disney Plus. And I'm not gonna lie, like I don't think anything on that. Actually, stop. Just pelt. There you go. Good. Attack him. There you go. most of it was meant to be movies, but they started losing so much money by Rise of Skywalker. Oof, they broke everybody. Good lord. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Then switched to TV shows. Yeah, they stopped all the movies. That's also a very real possibility, right? So that is another thing, right? So the idea that they lost so much money with Rise of Skywalker and everything else that they switched to movies, which is I believe that too. But the thing is, their TV shows cost more than some of their movies.
The enemy general is killed.
There we go.
Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts.
There we go. But yeah, it was. The Acolyte cost them $200 million to make or something like that. It's ridiculous. Like, that's a full movie. Like, that's one of their movies. And you know the kind of money you have to make on a $200 million movie? Like, this is an unsustainable practice. Their marketing for the TV shows costs less than advertising. It's still not going to be enough. Like, okay, so in order to get like a movie, if you spend $200 million on a movie, plus marketing, plus everything else, you're looking at like needing a $600 million profit. You're pushing your budget into like the $1 billion mark. You know, it's like who sat here and said, oh, we should make the what is it, that hotel, the $1 billion Star Wars hotel where it cost you like $3,000 for 2 nights, $400 million in The Force Awakens in advertising. But that's because of all the money they sunk into it, to be honest. But the amount of money and energy that you spend on this stuff is ridiculous. And it's not producing anything because it's all garbage. They're marketing on oranges, bottled water, etc. I mean, did it work? The answer, I think, is pretty much no. Oof, they didn't like that. Oh, okay, they like low taxes, though. They like that. So again, it's impressive to me how much they screwed it up. It did, but then they fell on their face after that.
Awaiting your command.
Did it? They burned so much goodwill. Of course they
I'll
did.
see what I can do.
Of course they burned so much goodwill. I mean, like, The Force Awakens itself wasn't that good of a movie. It was... I think everybody was so starved for Star Wars content that they just... People just ate it up. I never really understood it because... When I saw... Like, when I finally saw The Force Awakens, I was just like... What are you actually getting out of this movie that's any good? I don't understand that. But then it started falling down the hill with each successful movie. Well, it's because of The Last Jedi was what did it. TFA sucked. I was so pissed off by all this. And okay, so there's another thing that I was thinking about too. Is can you make the, if you were to watch the original Star Wars movies today, would you enjoy it? And I'm not really sure most people would be. I think it was definitely a product of its time. It doesn't mean it can't be good. I'm just not sure it would be received the same way. It might have been. It might be. I don't know. But I'm not so sure you could get the same reception you did back then today. But that's just me. Let's see here.
Imperator, march!
Ugh. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Ugh. Let's make a academy. Academy, sports and outdoors. Okay. Oh, can I make a new merch? No, I can't. Okay. Let's make farm and a forum. I wouldn't enjoy it, but it probably wouldn't be the same phenomena since it wouldn't be groundbreaking anymore. No, that's true. But I mean, this
We
is
request your help.
Attack Faction Macedon. I don't really need the money, so
Until
I appreciate
next
it.
time.
No, thank you. Same for the Matrix. True, but a lot of the film stuff in the Matrix was kind of big for its time. I think the Matrix is still a good movie, and I still think the original Star Wars movies are pretty good. Part of what made those movies was movies what they were is they were trailblazers. In a sense, yes. I think The Matrix did a lot for the cinematography, especially for the special effects, and kind of working with less. And that's kind of what I'm looking at with Disney is they're shoveling money into a pit, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. They keep going, well, we need better writers, bigger stories, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Hello. We have friends. They wish to say hi. If they wish to meet us on the field, I say let them. But I kind of see Star Wars now as the same realm of Halo. If you still like it, who hurt you?
The auspices have been taken, and
Are we on the high ground? Fourth Matrix was straight up scam. I don't know how anyone was willing to write their name on that piece of shit. Sir, you are understanding something very important, which is the fact that, yeah, no, you're not wrong. Like, the fact that anybody was willing to put their name on that piece of garbage is a bad sign. Throw spears. Whee! Bah! And there you go. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. They're already breaking. Yep, already broke. They're already breaking. God, I love the Romans. This is so broken. Disney and Star Wars suck. They do. Oh, look, it's over. Get him! Get him! Don't let him leave. All right, that much is true about the Gauls. Their horsemen were much better. Get him! Get him! But no, I mean, like, Disney, Star Wars, and Halo. I kind of rank them in the same way. It is absolute trash now. Like, if you still like it, I want to know what it is that they do for you, because I certainly don't see it. I was never a huge Halo fan, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I still enjoyed Halo for what it was from Halo 1 through 3. I played 4, and I remember people saying, oh, 4 was the best ever. Halo show sucks since the beginning. I think I saw like the first 5 minutes of one of the episodes, and I said, nope. I'm not interested. This is garbage. And then they started, like, I think the more I heard about it, the more I was like, yep, dodged a bullet there. I'm glad I didn't get involved in that. Whoa, what the heck? That is some weird saturation right there. It's like I can't get my pride involved in your failure. In your failure, you know, it was just so bad looking. I was like, I'm okay. I'm good. I need these bastards to come and fight me, and I think they know that they can't do that. I can't do that, Dave. Can I leave you alone? Nope, can't do that. Good lord, why is it? Oh, it's very high, that's why.
sir, attack!
Oh, this will be fun. The first 5 to 10 minutes, Disney is a prime example of buying your way to the top at this point, just recently, and that's doomed to fail. Just throwing money at shit eventually won't pay off. No, exactly. If you haven't... okay, it's incredible to me how corporations think they can do this. Because, like, corporations are full of people. People who have families. Maybe not everybody has kids, but most of them have families. And it seems weird to me that these people don't understand what, you know, oh, let's sit down and watch a Christmas movie or whatever. And that's so anathema to them, they don't even know what a good story looks like. Like, oh, we want to make a story about space lesbians. In Star Wars? Like, I mean, who says that's gonna make money? Who tells them that's gonna make money? And why are they dumb enough to believe them? You know, like, it's a genuine question I have for them. Like, do you not have family that you actually, like, talk to? Do you not have children? Like, do you not remember watching stories, like, when you were a kid? Do you not remember doing that? Like, are you genuinely that just deprived? And I genuinely don't know the answer. And, you know, you can only ride on the coattails of politics for so long before eventually someone's going to say, look, you owe us money. Like, you're supposed to turn a profit and you haven't done so. Like, what are you doing? The first 5 to 10 minutes was cool, but then the actor playing Master Chief had to take the helmet off so he could get his face time. Pansy. Corporations like the government think we are a bunch of retards. Well, they're not wrong. People still watch this crap. Like, I mean, they still have people that are diehard Star Wars fans. And the question is, why? It's a genuine question I have for them. Why are you a Star Wars fan? I want to know what it is that Disney has been offering you that is still worth your time. And at least some of my friends can admit that it's not a whole lot. The diehards at this point are the new fans. But, I mean, they don't really, like, they don't watch it. I mean, just look at the Acolyte. Fans of the original have reached apathy. Exactly, which is the worst place. As a company, that's the worst place to be. Because even like what Blue was saying before, if they make something good, I'll give it a chance. Most people are way beyond that point. I think the majority of people that they want to watch their stuff. I mean, hell, let's look at the launch of the Acolyte, right? When they announced the Acolyte, and they had one of the main actors out there, that black chick who was like, I'm a strong female leader, and the room was silent, and one woman in the background just starts going, woo, and then she's like, yes, yes, it became like a meme. But like the silence in that room from that was really weird. Like, if that's their fan base, like if they can't even get their hardcore fans behind that idea, you're screwed. Like, that was probably one of the most telling moments the entire time. Was, you know, you had people that were screaming against, oh, this is gonna be great, oh my gosh, a female empowerment, and like the room full of your most diehard fans aren't even cheering for you. They're just like, ah, and one person yells out, like that's it. There wasn't like an uproar, there wasn't an applause, there wasn't, it's just, whatever, fine. Like that's how bad, that's how far that's fallen, and that's an impressive feat, to my opinion, or in my opinion.
Orders?
It takes real effort and skill to do that, and that's what I think that people are realizing, that, you know, maybe we can't do this. But I do find it weird that I can understand the argument that this will happen once in a while, right? You'll have a couple projects that come through that are kind of like weird and asinine. It seems weird to me that you have these projects that do this over and over and over and over and over again, and no one stops it. The general public will surprise you over and over with more and more dumb people. Maybe, I guess potentially, but it's still kind of weird that I don't think the general public at large is to blame for this. I think it's straight up just I'm willing to more bet that this is, you know, these are corporations that are doing this, but I just don't understand why people would say, oh, I would not be appealed. I would not be appealed to by that, right? I don't think I would like that. I mean, who at this point in time, who hasn't watched Star Wars with their kids? If you're like a CEO, you're probably like in your 50s or 60s. If you're a major corporation, you probably have somebody in their 40s, 50s who probably watched Star Wars with their kid, or like at least with their dad, you know, or their mom, something. Like at some point, they watched a movie with their family and said, I enjoy this movie because of X, Y, and Z reasons. There's no way that's not a case.
Sir.
Wow, I can't believe that. Trading all this, this guy is so good, finance level 8, trading iron, wine, gold, and slaves, and he's generating $0. And so I kind of can't let them...
Securing resources?
There we go. I kind of can't let them off the hook. We're saying, oh, this is a big corporate, they don't know any better, or they don't know what's going on. No. They know what's going on. They just don't care. Like, they're just like, oh no, make money. I'm like, in order to make money, you have to actually produce something that people want to buy. And nobody's buying what you're selling, and they haven't been since the beginning. You have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea why you're doing it. You're just like, oh, Star Wars makes money. Throw lightsabers at it. Okay, you did. How did it work out for you? Not good. Let's try it again. It is very much the dumb, deaf, and blind trying to figure out what it's doing. It's impressive. It's very impressive. I'm dumbfounded by the fact that these people can't figure this out yet. Like, even if you are a hyper-progressive company, which Disney is, it's incredible to me that they have yet to figure out the fact that people don't like this stuff. They don't mind it if you make it clever and you don't make it the point of the story. Hello. Are they... Okay, good. This is a siege. Okay, we'll end it on the siege. This will be the last battle of the night. Yeah, a lot of people are willing to put up with your garbage. I mean, just look at The Boys. The Boys has always had a lot of political jabs at a specific people group and a specific political group. It's funny when you run into people that act like being introspective is a superpower. I've genuinely met people that don't see any value in understanding their own perspective and how it affects the distortion of facts and knowledge. I think that you are giving people way too much credit for even being able to do that. There are a lot of people that are incapable of looking at what they like and what they don't like, and they go, well, I just like to turn my brain off. And I go, well, me too, but there is a limit. Like, there is a point where you've reached where you're like, no, I don't want to, like, I want to be engaged on some level. I don't want to just be dumb, you know? And like I said, I know a buddy of mine who loves Marvel. He's a great friend. He's awesome. He loves Marvel, and anything made by Marvel, he absolutely adores. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like it. He thought that the WandaVision was a great story, and I said, I've not watched it, but I do know enough about it to know that that movie, or not the movie, that show is absolutely awful, because they make this person out to be the victim, who is the villain. This horrible, horrible person is doing these horrible things to these people, and I'm supposed to feel bad for them. That's what I mean, though. Let's see. Let's move you guys right here. The general public was shocked repeated by setting the bar lower and lower. WandaVision was garbage. She does horrendous shit and just fucks off the saying story like it's okay. Yeah. It's like and one of the quotes is like, they'll never know what you sacrificed. And I was like, oh, what? You sacrificed controlling their lives and forcing them to live out a fantasy that you have? Gee, what a horrible sacrifice that you've made for them. You've given them back what you stole. You poor dear. You poor, poor woman.
The gods have abandoned us. The gods have frowned on us today. The enemy has broken.
There we go. Butcher them. There you go. There you go. Just spears everywhere. We're supposed to side. Exactly. They make the villain out to be the good guy. And I'm sitting there, the big twist should be that Wanda is the villain. That should be the twist, is that a hero became the bad guy, which, by the way, would be an absolutely wonderful story. Like, I mean, just it is a story that is kind of almost well, look at The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight actually says it's one of the points of the movie. They state it very early. You live to be the hero, or sorry, you die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Like, WandaVision is a perfect example of that. And there are people that can't realize that she is the bad guy. And I'm sitting here just floored by that, going like, how do you not realize this? Like, I understand that you want her to be the good guy, but she's not. She's not a good guy. Not only is she not a good guy, she is a terrible bad guy. And everyone around her just looks at her like, oh, you lost something that you wanted, you poor dear. Meanwhile, puppeteering everyone around her to live out her sick fantasy. That's a delusional bad guy. I mean, yeah, Marvel to me has stopped playing by its own rules and has stopped making rules. That's what they lost, because if anything and everything happens without limits, then everything's kind of pointless. That's what Star Wars is. What is the Force? Anything I want it to be. Well, who can use it? Anyone. It is the participation trophy for movies and TV shows. No one is special because everybody is. The Jedi aren't special because everybody is. Anyone can use the Force no matter what because it's just so second nature. Like it is the weirdest kind of it is the most, in my opinion, the most visceral and weirdest kind of way of destroying something because it ruins everything about it. Well, I just mean that they took the multiverse, the thing, way too far and just keep going back to it. Well, yeah, because it's all you have. Like, I mean, what's left? Alright, they might win this one. Good lord. Those chariots are nasty. Yeah, those chariots are nasty. They're just they're just tearing through my units. And I hate chariots for that very reason. Come on! But even if they do produce something good, I wouldn't. The multiverse is shit, just lazy writing. Man, I agree with that. Well, I heard somebody die. I don't know if it was any good, but I heard somebody die just now. Get him! Stab him with your sticks. Oof. If it wasn't for those chariots, I think I'd be winning, like, horribly. But those chariots are messing me up. No! Well, it's just like, imagine if every book made after today was just about an alternate version of our exact same society. No actual true fiction, just quasi-fiction. Well, and this is one of the things that I think that oh, yep, I lost the settlement. Gosh darn it. Oh, man, what a massive army, too. It's just I have no way to really counter the chariots. Yep, that's the end of this army. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, I was hoping I could beat these guys back, but yeah, I did a number on them, but it just wasn't enough. Oof, that's like my first real loss. But that's gonna set me back at least a few turns. Like the lack of variety while still calling everything different. Well, of course, but that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna wrap the same thing up and just resell it to you as the same thing. But that's kind of one of the things that is important about stories is that if you have a story that relies upon the fact that it's set in a sci-fi universe, more often than not, the story is going to be weak. Not because the story itself is bad, but because it relies upon that medium. Whereas if you took The Lord of the Rings, I guess we'll end it on. We're gonna leave it here. Oh, it's the same thing, but it's 00001. So yeah, exactly. We're going to save that there. And we'll come back to that another time. But any good story can be put in almost any environment, right? I mean, give or take what needs to happen. So, like, The Lord of the Rings doesn't have to be set in a fantasy universe. You just have to change a few things around, and the story is still good, because the thing that makes it good is the character development, the journey, the hero's journey, the growth and the suffering of the actual characters and how that makes them better and stronger, and their self-sacrifice. There's a lot of different themes in Lord of the Rings that don't just pertain to fantasy. They do really well in fantasy, but I'm sure that if you did the same thing and just reworded it a little bit, but did the same story and put it in, like, let's say a modern day, you could do it. And I think you'd probably be pretty good. You can't follow it, of course, line by line. Of course, there are some fantastical elements in there, but you can still take the general story. Star Wars is the same way. If you put Star Wars in a fantasy setting, let's say D&D. You put Star Wars in a D&D setting, it would work. You put Star Wars in, like, a Western, it would probably work. You have to change a few things around, but you could still do it. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, there was an entire genre like that in Japan. It was great. The Japanese Westerns, I think is what they were called, but I could be misremembering. And so when you make a story that's specifically supposed to be set in that universe, it doesn't do very well. There's a Star Wars D&D type game. There is? You mean like KOTOR, like Knights of the Republic? Because, yeah, that's a great game. Knights of the Republic and Knights of the Republic 2 are pretty good games. I'm not very good at them, but yeah, they're not bad. They're very good in my opinion. I enjoyed both of them. Yeah, the Star Wars. So Knights of the Republic is built off of the Star Wars D&D game. Yeah, those are video. You're correct. They are video games. They are based off of the Star Wars tabletop games. But no, like, if you what, why are you shaking your head, DC? But yeah, there's a lot of any good story can be adapted to other environments because they're not relying upon the environment. Or sorry, the setting. I'm sorry. Any good story can be adapted to nearly any setting because it doesn't matter. They use pen and paper rules for their mechanics. They do, and KOTOR works barely. And I think that if when I get around to playing KOTOR, I'd like to talk about all the development hell of that game because I always found it funny how weird that game ran. Even whenever it came out, it was so much fun. That game is jank as hell and it works barely. Star Wars Galaxies did it just like Star Wars Galaxies did. I never played Star Wars Galaxies. I don't know. Fair, but at the same time, my opinion is that the setting is still incredibly important. Honestly, the setting is more of the genre than the plot being the genre for me. So I pick stuff by genre and by extension setting. Then hope the plot's good. Well, that's that. Well, yeah, but that's the thing is that the plot is like the events that actually happen and make the story move forward. If you have a good plot and you've got the good events, then you can kind of adapt that. That's what making a formula is, right? That's what Dave Filoni's doing with Star Wars. He's got a plot down. And he's got a setting and a little formula down of what needs to happen and when, and they just do that same thing over and over again. Just put copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's just that when you do the exact same story over and over and over and over and over again, it gets really boring. You know, like nobody wants the same Star Wars story 6 times in a row. The Galaxies resolved combat with dice rolls. You'd attack and could miss attacks, and damage was obviously a big RNG dice roll. Yeah. But no, it is important to remember that, and I think that in the pursuit for more and more and more Star Wars content, they keep shoveling money into a furnace rather than focusing on a few different ideas and kind of honing that in and really focusing on it. So like like the Bad Bunch or whatever it is. Like I don't think I've heard of anyone, even my friends who like Star Wars, I've never heard them watching that. They never talk to me about it. Whenever I'm like, "Oh, what did you watch?" "Oh, I watched WandaVision. I watched this." "Did you watch the Bad Bunch?" Did they even do anything with that? I don't even know. Obi-Wan, the Kenobi TV series. They loved it. Except now they don't. They hate it. They despise it. They're like, "It wasn't that good anymore." I'll say I take it back. Not despise it. But after the hype all died down, they realized they kind of had a chance to kind of catch up and go, "Well, it's bad now." Dave Filoni should hate the Clone Wars. Filoni is a male feminist bitch. Hoping it will get him laid. Yeah, I watched it. It was basically just more Clone Wars, but only filler, more or less. Well, that's the thing. That's fine. You can have a story about what Bad Bunch needed to be was Band of Brothers. It needed to be brutal and gruesome. It needed to be hard. But they can't do that because Disney's not about that. Disney can't produce that. It's a show for kids. Like, well, yeah, but you can still have a TV show set to be a hard story. Like, I mean, hell, Gargoyles was a kid's show that talked about things like the meaning of life, death, what that is, pain, sorrow. Like, these are all things that were incorporated into a very beloved TV show. Star Wars was meant for all ages. It was, but that doesn't mean that you can't have segments of it that are more down to earth and realistic. The merch was for kids. That's true. Like more intense and kind of not a single protagonist kind of show. Yeah. Like you could talk about the brutality of being a clone trooper, right? Like, I mean, you know, 1 minute you're fine. The next minute you're being ambushed by droids. And yeah, half the unit gets wiped out or something. Or, hey, you know, you're going through a planet that's very hostile. And it's just, you know, for droids it's fine. But for you, it's terrible. And it can be a lot of build up to very fast and intense combat like they like, followed by the combat lasts for 30 seconds and then it's done. Clone show that was like that is has like a crowd protagonist would be good. It would be if you did it right, and that's kind of the thing. If you did it right, then in number 3 there should not have been the scene where Mannequin killed younglings. No, I mean. That needed to happen, but that's whatever. They tend to focus on just the Jedi in their Star Wars shows, and they need to stop doing that. But they don't know how to because that's what they think sells everything. But I think people are tired of Jedi, because they keep fucking it up. It's a rare example where a crowd protagonist would be properly viable. That don't say it's just for kids. Well, like, I mean, okay, so for instance, Disney owns Aliens. They're making a new Alien movie. Do you think it's going to be for children? The answer is no, but it's still going to be run by Disney. So do I have faith that they're going to be able to make a Alien movie that isn't going to have at least feelings of Disney in there? And the answer is I'm not sure. I mean, Disney's made stuff that didn't have the Disney logo on it that was okay. You know, like, what was it called? That movie, that musical about the barber. The Demon of Fleet Street. God, what the hell's that thing called? I can't remember. Like, that's a Disney movie. It's just, you know, but again, it has it has tons of feel that makes it feel like Disney. I think the biggest thing to support what you said was Mandalorian. Yeah, people want Star Wars, but you don't have to make it all about Jedi. I can't even support Mandalorian anymore. I didn't like everything past the first. Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd. That's right. Sweeney Todd. Thank you. The show Mandalorian, after the first 3 episodes, was already going downhill, and it just kind of kept going down and down and down. I stopped watching. I was willing to keep watching it up until like season 2, and I think I almost finished season 2. I think I stopped at the episode just before Luke Skywalker is supposed to come in, so I never saw the janky Luke Skywalker face. But I did enjoy the fact that somebody did that better for free, and did it in half the time, and then they're like, "Oh, come work for us," and I was like, "Yeah, that's a good thing to do. Bring that guy on board, absolutely." Sorry, it would be bait and switch feminist lead, nowhere near respectful as Ripley. Well, all the Alien movies have had a female lead. That's kind of the genre. Every single one of them has had a female lead, so that's not really anything new. It's not going to be a bait and switch. It's just going to be more of the same. The problem with Alien is that season 3 was okay, not great, but it was a bit nonsensical. Just kind of sit along for the ride to look at the action and cool settings, and at that point, well, yeah, but that's what it is. I mean, Mandalorian is no longer the main character in his own show, from my understanding. I haven't seen it myself. I don't care. Favreau did a hell of a better job than the other shits at Disney made. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's some people that do better than others, but they still don't do well with what they're given. And so, like, why would I want to give them more? Why would I want to give them more views? Like, but that's the point, is that if you have 12 TV shows, fuck, once again, yeah, man, you missed a bunch. Yes, Alien had a female lead, but Ripley was a very respected character. Yeah, but that's also because she was like, everybody in the original Alien movie looked like somebody that you would see on a freaking, like, a trucker convoy. Like, they're people that looked like they worked for a living. Whereas everybody else nowadays doesn't look that way. That's the first problem. Every damn darn time. Well, actually, I have to get out of here. I have to go to bed. As much as I want to keep talking about this stuff, because, long story short, Rosal, Death Stranding, as much as I didn't like it, really kind of got me back into analyzing media again, and I really, really missed it. It's been a lot of fun kind of doing that, and I want to get back into it. I would like to try and do that more, and like kind of talk about video games and things that work and things that don't, and problems they had. But I will say this: that's one thing good about Death Stranding, is it got me back into, or it kind of reminded me what I used to love. But yeah, like right now we've just been talking about things that worked and didn't work. Like hopefully we'll be able to get to something that I can analyze more, instead of with RPGs, you can't really analyze RPGs too much because your decisions change the story even if they're nonsensical. So they have to kind of make all these disparaging parts or disparate parts work. So I can't really do it to Baldur's Gate or a Rogue Trader. Total War, not really. And I don't know what we're gonna do yet for Saturday yet, because I haven't really decided. But we'll see. We'll see what I can do and come up with. But yeah, no, I like looking at things. I like to analyze them. I like to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what symbolism works, what they're trying to say, what they're trying not to say, how things fit together, how they may not fit together, all that fun stuff. But we're going to call it a night. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but my voice is giving out. So I will see you all again on Wednesday. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Have a good night, guys.